This week we're at Clickability's VIP conference in San Francisco, where some of the country's most innovative media companies are learning about the latest trends in online media. One of the keynote speakers is Stowe, an influential blogger who's never shy about speaking his mind on media and marketing, especially when he's taking on some of our most cherished ideas and beliefs. Stowe helps many of the world's biggest brands design and develop social media applications, and he's on the front line with marketers every day. Let's go out on a whim this week with Stowe and find out what's happening in marketing.
Marketing, and to a lesser extent, or to a derivative extent, PR, is based on some premises that just don't necessarily adapt well to the blogosphere. It might be actually, there's this saying I use a lot, these ideas are not only broken, they're dangerous, right? I mean, they can actually do you or your company harm if you pursue these old patterns. People have changed. We're in this post-information era now. The old information era techniques, the old mass marketing techniques, seem propagandistic to people now, and they just reject it. They say, I don't buy it. I turn off the TV. I TiVoize my world. I pick what's important. I will filter out, dumb marketing. I know they're lying. I know those phony, quotes in the press releases are phony. But the notion of broadcasting messages to nameless, faceless market segments is over. I'm sorry, it's dead. I'm still amazed at that it's a very different world, highly interactive medium. People are in conversations. The fact that we're still seeing, little graphic ads taking up little rectangles on the pages as the primary mechanism of getting people's companies involved in these discussions is incredibly weak. First of all, you're only on one end of maybe a multi-part discussion about something. You're advertising on this web page, but the discussion may be spread over 25 of them, right? And people might not be looking at the page primarily that you're advertising on. So it just doesn't, nobody's really clicked with a really sensible revolution in advertising that matches what's really going on the web. People that dream up ad notions and campaigns and so on, that's, whatever comes up, that's still going to be necessary. People are going to still dream up new things. So having creative people think about how to position your brand or whatever still makes sense in some way or another, although the way it's done might be completely different. Creative ideas are still going to make sense and still be worthwhile. PR agencies, on the other hand, their entire purpose in life is to mediate between companies and influencers. And if you can actually talk to influencers directly, you don't really need a PR agency to do it for you. And actually, they might get in the way. I think, as I said in the talk today, it's the end of PR, maybe the death of PR is the original version of the slide. People get the metaphor wrong about blogging. And so I restated on every one of those advice things, listen, because people think it's all about, because the natural way they've done stuff in the past, I think it's just another channel to push a message through. So we're going to write stuff and people are going to read it, right? We're the authors, they're the passive audience. But that's not really what's going on. Most importantly, they are participating. It's as I said in the talk, it's an ecology of participation. All these people are doing stuff. They're writing comments. They're writing their own blogs. They're linking to each other. And if you get out there and get involved in that as a company representative interested in marketing, the most important thing you can do is listen and learn what people really think about your products. If marketers don't get that, they're not in the conversation. They're not hearing what's being said, and that's all. So somebody else who's your competitor who's listening is going to get better information. They'll beat you. So it's ecological in that sense too. The companies are going to die off that don't get it. Ray Lane says sometimes you have to wait for a whole generation of people to die before real change can happen. And in some companies that is going to happen. They don't have that generation of time though. They'll wait too long and they'll be dinosaurs. I guess the fundamental thing is there is a conversation going on out there already. And if you're not part of it, you're not part of it. So to some extent, marketers have to drop the notion that they are creating a community or they're defining some collection of people by, the people whose eyeballs hit their ads, right? There are real communities out there. If you're a bicycle manufacturer, there are very active online communities of bicycle enthusiasts, and they're talking about bicycles all day long. So if you're really smart, you'd be there somehow, participate, sponsor, listen, right? Find the 100 most influential bike enthusiasts and give them free stuff and ask them what they think about it and so on. Those kind of programs are really sensible. For example, I'm in the Nokia Bloggers program. I'm giving them a little plug just because I think it's a smart idea. And they send me a lot of phones, and I fool with them. I do. I mean, I like to play with gear. It's a very effective program for them because every time I find some interesting feature in the newest, cell phone that's got a 5-megapixel camera, I write a blog post about it. And hundreds or maybe thousands or maybe tens of thousands of people ultimately hear about that. And they say, gee, I wish I could get an N95, even though it costs $900. So it actually influences people ultimately. And what does it cost them? A couple of phones. I mean, it's compared to the cost of some of their marketing campaigns, it's probably got 1,000 times more effective result in terms of what's involved. So it's very smart. Doesn't really, they actually have a PRP person running the thing, but they don't really need to. I mean, I don't need to be PR'd. I just need someone to send me the phone. So I think it's very clever. I mean, there's smart things to do out there, and some of them are amazingly simple. Everyone knows they're being lied to, and now the difference is that people have an option. Before, there was only mass media. Now, low-cost access to better, honestly better, significantly better forms of interaction, and it's from that making sense of the world. It's available now, and people aren't going to go back.